If you want to be a great driver of the golf ball, you have to learn how to freely release the club through impact. And there's two specific ways, and I'm going to show you how to do that in today's video. Now, when I say freely release the club, what I'm talking about specifically is the ability to do two things during the downswing. Number one is be able to square the club face. And number two is to deliver the correct amount of loft. Now, I had a student come in recently who was really struggling with his driver, hitting the ball weak, shorter than he thought he should, and the tendency to miss the ball to the right. I showed him how to do this, and I want you to try as well, learning how to what we call toss, which I'll show you how to do that with the trail hand, and turn with the lead arm. We call it toss and turn. And this is what you need to feel during the downswing to make sure that you do those two things. You square up the club face and you deliver the correct amount of loft. And maybe with yourself as well, like you hit some good ones, maybe you hit some pulls to the left, but the really bad shots are the balls that go weak right. And we know a ball that goes weak right is primarily due to a club face that's too open. And that's what these two things are about fixing. Now, the first part, which is the toss, which we felt with the trail hand, is the first way to start to deliver the club face to impact with a square club face, okay? So during the downswing, if I go like this, just to give you an example, I'm gonna just get my hands about, just below hip high. Notice that the more my right wrist is bent back, right? Where does my club face point right now relative to where the target is? If we kind of show a split screen. My club face is pointed way to the right. Now, as I slowly start to release or toss this right hand, where does the club face start to point? More towards the target, right? If I kept doing it more and more and more and more and more, where does that point now? More to the left. So we know this motion of having the right wrist toss or go from bent back, fully in extension, allowing it to toss through the ball makes the club face point more to the left. It's one of the ways that we want to square up the face. And I know you're saying, like my student Eric, isn't that a toss motion? I don't want to do that. I want to be very passive through the ball. But if you're missing short, weak right, you're probably too passive already. We got to throw a little bit in there to get the club face square. Now, when we look at a good driver of the ball, like how am I tossing this right wrist here? I really just want at impact the club to be relatively straight up and down. Some golfers that have more speed, you'll see have a little bit of shaft lean, but pretty much straight up and down, right? The less speed you have, the more you have to toss it a little sooner to have enough loft to hit it far enough. Also, the driver is the hardest club to square up, right? It's the hardest one to square up. So just having a little bit more toss a little sooner. Could I do it too soon and have it look like this? Absolutely. Could I do it too late and have it look like this? Yes. And with a driver, that's the worst problem. Imagine having a coach that never gets tired, never misses a detail, and costs literally a fraction of the price of one lesson a month. The good news is with the Swing Coach app, now you can. The new Swing Coach app uses AI to automatically detect the real root cause of your swing faults. You literally just take out your phone, set it 8 feet behind you, start swinging, and here's what it does.
Hands at half down, steep by 1. Hands at impact, close by 1.
It automatically identifies your root issue. It then tells you on a scale of 1 to 10 how far off you are from neutral and gives you feedback on every single swing you make. And if you don't know exactly how to fix it or improve it, I'm right there in the app with you, talking you through exactly what to feel and how much to do it in every single part of your swing. Get your free 2-week trial of Swing Coach today. The link is down below. I promise this is gonna change how you practice golf forever. So part one, I said with my student, before we get to the turn part, the toss piece, right wrist bent back, I want you to do this. Go back to about hands maybe rib high or chest high and bend your right wrist fully back during the backswing. And what I want you to do on the way down, immediately from here, and a lot of this is really happening, this toss motion, from about hip high to hip high. And you'll see some players on the screen like Rory in the follow through and John Rahm, where you see the club really fully released with that right wrist and left wrist up above the shoulder, but it's really happening a lot from this hip high. I said to my student, right, hey, instead of just feeling pure body rotation and continuing to hit it weak and low right, let's go right hand only. Let's get the club back to about chest high or rib high, and let's feel the right wrist go from fully bent back to fully bent forward. And I want you to do this about 3 times. Right wrist bent back, right hand only. Slowly allow it to start to release into the follow through. Now notice when I'm doing this, I'm allowing my wrist to get even like fully past flat, but I'm really letting that club head go. I don't, with my driver, want to keep my club head behind my hands forever. There's no speed there. There's no club face squaring. That's a lot of weak right. I want, you can see with Rory through impact and these great drivers of the ball, the club head, right, is progressively releasing, gets pretty lined up at impact, and then it's passing my hands through the ball. Of course, my body's still turning, but when you're feeling this, you're allowing it to toss. Allow it to toss, allow it to toss. 3 times with just the right hand. Now, I want you to hit first with just that feeling and that sensation. You're gonna feel like, again, the toss is happening from about here through about here. Don't be afraid of allowing that to go ahead and release. And the more your club face is open, the more you normally miss to the right, the more you're gonna feel that, and the sooner you're gonna feel that. So let's start with that right wrist tossing motion, first things first. And there's a good drive that I hit, probably about a 2-yard cut down pretty much right down the center of the fairway. And so I can say to myself, hey, that tossing motion that I did was enough to square the face. What if I did that and the ball went too far to the left? Too far to the left. Well, maybe then I know that I overdid one, or there's something else that I can tweak with my setup or my club path. I'm gonna put a video at the end to show you how to get that club path a bit more from inside, but I know I did it enough. Okay, if I did that and the ball still went low, weak right, I know I didn't do that enough. So the first thing I want you to do is be okay with allowing that right wrist to toss some. Does that mean that you're supposed to toss it and end up like this at impact? No, you gotta toss it to the point where it's basically straight up and down. Okay, you can check that with camera and you'll get some ball flight feedback. Is there a little bit of timing there? It's timing with every swing. It's timing with every swing. Just don't keep hitting it weak, short right. But what if I'm doing that and the face is still too open? That's where the second part comes in, which is what we call the turn. And the turn I really show with my student is a lot with the lead arm and hand. And so when I'm coming through the ball, if I go from about hip high again, it's getting my glove logo to be pointed away from me. And you'll see this with a model on the screen here. This is just a normal amount of arm rotation. Glove logo pointed away at the target by impact and then behind me through the golf ball. That's a normal 180-degree amount of arm rotation. You'd see any good golfer, with a normal pattern who would look like this through the ball. When they come through, I told my student who was really trying to turn and hold on forever, he had his forearm and his palm of his left hand pointed down towards the ground. And when I do that, you can see the club face is wide open to the right, which means you're gonna hit it to the right, lose distance. What I told him to feel is, hey, when you come through, feel your forearm and your palm point slightly up from level to the ground. Not all the way up like this is too much, not level to the ground, slightly angled up from level to the ground. So if I do that towards the camera, you can see my forearm and my palm point slightly up from level to the ground, and that obviously allows me to help close the club face. Again, I'm feeling this, and a lot of this is happening from about hip high, this arm rotation. So we did the toss first, then we took the left hand only. I want you to do this as well. And feel when you come through, the left forearm slightly up towards the sky and the palm slightly up towards the sky. And I want you to do about 3 reps like that. Notice when I come through, like the Rory from down here, you'll see the left wrist is definitely cupped and in extension right on the way through. That's totally okay with a little bit of arm rotation. I'm being free with this release, not trying to hold on to anything. So I want you to do that 3 times, and then let's hit with that same feel, primarily feeling the forearm and the left hand pointed slightly up from level to the ground. Again, I'm feeling that starting back in here, squaring it a little bit more, a little bit sooner. Okay, we'll go ahead and give that a feel here. Left arm rotation. And there's another one. That's probably about a 3 or 4 yard draw, left center of the fairway. So I know again that I've done enough to rotate the club face well. Now, what I really want you to do, and what I told my student when he left, is to combo those feels. So we're gonna do 3 swings, feeling the trail hand toss, 1, 2, and when I'm doing the toss, 3, I'm not really feeling any twist with that. You could feel the right arm rotating instead of the left arm if you wanted to, and you could feel the toss with the left hand instead of the right hand if you wanted. Like, you could flip these, but generally speaking, we do it this way, with the trail hand being more of the toss component of this. The toss is helping square the face. Remember, if my right wrist stays bent back, where's the club face? Too far to the right. But as soon as I start to toss it, that helps square it up. You can start feeling like you toss it really soon. Really soon. Okay, it's okay to start feeling that really, really soon from the top. But 3 like that, and then I want you to do 3 with your left arm. As I would be feeling this toss, I'm gonna feel a little bit of turn. Toss and turn. Toss and turn. And just like any of the driver videos we've done, this is what you'd see. We'll put the Ernie Els up there in the follow through. Obviously he's got great body motions through the ball, but this is what he'd look like. Arms rotated, clubs rehinged, right? And obviously that rotation that I'm doing is a piece that closes that club face. The arm rotation is the piece, the turn, right? That closes the club face more traditionally, like we'd think, which is sort of the club face twisting about itself, or the toe passing the heel. It's the toss part that helps square the face that a lot of people will miss. But I wanna do 3 with just the right hand toss, 3 with the left arm turn, right? And then I'm comboing those 2 feels, starting to feel that pretty early during the downswing to allow that club face to catch up. And what you're gonna notice when you do it well is you're gonna hit the ball pretty damn solid. That's probably right down the right edge, a little bit under plane, but good with the club face. You're gonna hit the ball pretty darn solid. It's gonna go higher, it's gonna go farther, and most importantly, what I don't want you to be doing is continue getting the same shot, which is that weak right miss. Just to reiterate here, guys, like I did for my student, the goal is not to keep the club head behind my hands forever. The goal is to allow the club head to gradually pass my hands. The goal is not to prevent any club face rotation. The goal is to allow natural club face rotation just like you would in any other sport. Obviously, we're not doing these motions with just the arms and hands like we're talking about in today's video. There's obviously body motions that go along with it. We're just highlighting the feels that you would use to help you square that club face up a bit more, a bit sooner. And if you overdo these things and you start to hit some shots to the left, they're gonna feel really powerful. You're gonna hit the ball farther than normal, and they're gonna be pretty darn straight. It's easy to find straight from like a straight left pull. 8 out of 10 people that I see miss weak right. My main priority for you is to eliminate that miss. Also, if you start to square the club face sooner and you get the straight pull, you could easily make 2 little tweaks with your setup, move the ball back a little, aim a little bit to the right, or learn how to get your club path a little more from inside on the way down. And if you do want to learn how to get your club path a little more from inside to match this more closed club face, I'm going to link a video on the screen here. I want you to watch that super simple drill that you can use in addition to this to be able to learn to do that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you do have any questions, leave a comment down below. Just a reminder, the Swing Coach app you can use with driver. Pop that up behind you. It's going to help you a ton with your game. Any questions, leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching. If you want to watch more like this, check out this video next.